Do you want to be 35 years old and your mother saying, come and bring me that, pass me that, and the remote is right in front of her? I don't. That's why I'm going to take my ass out of here. 5 more years of that? You must be joking. You're having a laugh. I'm getting that. Hello, darlings. Welcome back to another episode of AM to PM with your favorite neon looking, yellow or green starburst looking sweet ass babe. It's Anna Marie on the ones and twos. Hello. This is episode 10 of your weekly reality check that deep dives into naughty and nice of everyday life. How are you doing? I hope everyone is feeling well, feeling good. It's kind of summertime here in London. I am back from Cannes. We have so much to gist about, honeys, let me tell you. The real tea I'll put on my Patreon. You already know. The in-depth information, the not safe for work information is going to go on the Patreon. Hold on, let me just adjust my mic. The not safe for work information I'll put on my Patreon. But what I will tell you, my darlings, is I may or may not like a boy. I may or may not like 3 boys. Oh, hello. It's actually, I think it's impossible to like 3 people at once. I have attractions for 3 people, but there's one in particular that has my attention. And this has all happened in the space of a very, very short space of time. So your girl is on a whirlwind. I am enjoying. I'm having summer romances and I'm kind of just letting things happen. I'm very much a wifey though. As soon as I like someone, I'm already like, okay.
When's the wedding? When are you going to marry? When are we going to have babies?
You know? But this is the first time in my life, my adult life, where I feel like I can handle dating. And I'm enjoying dating. I'm enjoying being open. And I'm enjoying the experience. I'm enjoying being pampered by these men and letting them, show me a good time. Because that's what I'm here for. And not thinking too far ahead, not thinking about the future and marriage. I'm a baby girl. If one of them wants to marry me, he will marry me. But that's not my concern at this moment in time. My concern at this moment in time is chatting to you, making a fantastic podcast, a fantastic show, enjoying myself, being fabulous and beautiful as I am, and getting to the money. That's what I am concerned about. So that's a little personal tea for you. I don't have actual tea today. I've got water. I've got a glass of water. So get yourself a glass, sip whatever you're sipping on. Stay hydrated because it's warm outside. We don't want people to faint on us. And let's get stuck in for a really, really good show. I'm in good spirits today. So I hope you can receive that. I'm sending it through to you, so you can be vibrating high like I am. Before we get into today's topic, I'm going to pick a card from Stat Games. I think we can go a bit deeper. I pulled a card last time and it's just a conversation starter, Get the juices flowing, get the conversation going. You guys can get to know me a little bit. And, I love to go deep. I love to take it deep.
What?
Oops, sorry. Sometimes I need to just stop talking, Anyways, this question says, what do you prioritize before me? I don't think that's a question that I can answer because there is nobody else in the room but me. Next card. When was the last time you said I love you to a family member and really meant it? Ooh, I feel triggered. I feel triggered. I don't feel like I tell my family members I love you enough, I don't feel like I say it enough to anybody. I feel like I show it in my actions, but I don't say I love you. That's deep. Probably the last person I said it to was my mum. maybe on Mother's Day or some occasion, but it's not something that I say often. Like I don't hang up the phone and say love you. Maybe there's only one friend on the phone when we're like greeting each other, we'll say love ya. Other than that, that's really sad, isn't it? Oh, I should, I should tell my mum I love her today. I think I'll do that after I've recorded this. Tell my mama I love her. But on the topic of parents, what a coinky day. This week's episode is about surviving living with your parents at your big blood clot age. Now listen, this is a safe space. This is a non-judgment space. If you still live with your parents, that's fine, because I still live with mine. I live with my mom's, I live with my cat. I'm an only child, and it's always been the two of us, from since I was a child when my parents split up. So yeah, I'm still in the house. Why? Because I can't afford the house that I want. My problem is I want a 2-bedroom duplex with a garden, a terrace attached to the bedroom, some en-suites, two en-suites, for like £800 a month, and that is just not possible in this city, in London town, in my hometown, where dreams are made of and all of this ish that they love to make London seem like it's the greatest city on earth, and it is. It absolutely is. But people are poor. Listen, if you're making money, you're making money. Not everybody is poor, I will say that. But I feel like us millennials, like if you were born between 1993 to 1996, I feel like we have it really tough. We have it the worst, because a lot of us, I didn't get EMA. And if you're a bit older than this and you're watching this, or if you're not from England, EMA was a scheme. They used to give people £30 a week to go to school, They used to give people money to go to college. And when it came to my time to go to college, that's when they scrapped it. So I didn't get no EMA. Then they bumped up university fees. So before my year group, university was $3,000 a year. My year was £9,000 a year. When it came to my year group, they bumped that ish up. And I'll never forget, very topical at the moment, I'll never forget that general election where the Liberal Democrats joined forces with the Conservatives, and they were like, if you vote for us, we will scrap university fees. Did I not go and take my vote to go and vote for Nick Clegg? And then what happened? I paid triple the amount for a degree that I don't even use. So there's that. Also, housing crisis. We've had a few financial recessions, COVID. So many things has happened. And God willing, one day I will leave this place. It was my goal to move out for my 30th birthday. I really, really tried to manifest that by the time I hit my 30th birthday, I will have the keys to my own place. And it's just not looking likely. And you know what? I've come to terms with that. That's okay. I think what I really wanted, what I'm really seeking by moving out is my sense of freedom, my sense of independence, especially as a woman living with another woman. I feel like women living together can butt heads. Boys will stay home because their mom's going to wash their clothes, their mom's going to cook for them, mom's going to look after them, mom's not going to bother them. But with women, it's a lot more of a struggle, in my opinion. So that's really what I'm seeking. I'm just seeking to start my life, be a full-on grown up. I think that's the last thing that I'm really missing in my life is my own place. And but I'm trying to not let that stop me from feeling like an adult. Right? I'm still an independent girl. I still work. I still make my money. I still make my own decisions, regardless of whether I have my own place or not. And you know what? The way things have been going financially, I'm grateful that I still live in my mama's house, because the streets are cold. My friends who have moved out and have their own place, they're all telling me, just stay in your house. Stay with your mom. Make it work if you can, because especially being a self-employed freelance person, you have to jump through so many hoops to get approved for your own place, to be able to prove to real estate agents and to landlords, to housing associations. You have to prove that you can afford. You have to show so much more documentation to prove that you can afford to live in the places that you want to live in. So there's that barrier of entry. And also the way money is inconsistent. If I don't work, I don't get paid. If I just wanted to have a day off, I can do that. Whereas if I was living by myself, I would be forced to, be a little bit more responsible in my life. So it's great. It's a great safety net to have. And with it, I'm able to save my money. I'm able to use my money, of course, help my mum out, pay some bills, pay for the groceries, pay for my costs. But also I'm able to save money. So I can buy a property, because I don't want to rent. Me personally, I don't want to rent. I want to buy. So I can do that in the time that I'm here and still invest in my career and, travel and do things and have someone to look after my cat when I'm not around. So it works out for me. I did a poll on my Instagram asking you what topic you wanted me to talk about this week, and a landslide of you selected surviving living with your parents. And I think most of the people that follow me, most people that engage with me are creative in some capacity, are, independent in some ways, or building their careers, or entrepreneurial. So I understand why you would be living at home. And if you are pursuing a non-linear career, aka not a 9 to 5 where you're working up that ladder, stay at home. Stay at home, because there's nothing out there for you. I'm sure we can all relate to the older that you get, the more difficult it becomes to cohabit with the people that birthed you. For me, it's just one other person, but I can't imagine living with another woman and another man and maybe some siblings. That would be insane. And I understand how that could be a bit suffocating and how that can be a bit frustrating. But we are going to talk about today the ways in which you can survive this madness, in the ways in which you can, make it work to your benefit. So it's just a little bit less of a headache and you can still feel empowered in your own right whilst living under someone else's roof. You can still feel empowered in your own right whilst still living in your childhood bedroom. And I say that as I record this from my childhood bedroom. We're all in this together, so don't feel bad. I'm trying to make myself not feel bad about this, but it's actually okay. And I understand that not everyone has a difficult relationship with their parents. I have some friends who love off their mum, I have some friends who love off their dad and they're always calling their parent. Any kind of crisis, they're going to call their parent. They will never leave their parents' house because they are like that with their parents. And that's such a beautiful, beautiful thing. If you've got that kind of relationship with your parent where that's your G, that's your bestie, they don't want you to leave. They respect your boundaries. They respect you as your own person and you've got a fantastic relationship with them. Fantastic. Congratulations to you. Because some of us are in the dunya. But more on that a little bit later. Let's crack on with the episode. I want to start this by saying there is no direct plan to life. If I look back at my 18-year-old self, my 20-year-old self, me at 29 would have had her own place, would probably be engaged or, at least have a stable partner in her life, would be earning maybe 100k a year and would be driving a really nice car and living her best life best luxurious life, traveling every quarter. And you know what? My life is heading towards that. It's taking it's a long time for me to get here, but I am traveling. I do have a nice car. I'm nowhere near 100k, but what matters is I'm alive and I'm healthy. I've had to give myself grace. I've had to nurture the young, naive side of me who, super ambitious and thought that life would be a certain way. And I'm sure we all have that. And of course, with television and mass media, you see people who are your age mates or people who are a little bit older living a glamorous life. Like I watched Sex and the City and Girlfriends and these shows, and these women technically were in their late 20s, early 30s, doing up NYC, doing up, bars every weekend, shopping every weekend. That's because they were a bit older. And as you get older, you have more of a disposable income, your life changes, but it's not realistic, especially in a big city like London. So I just want to let you know that it's okay. It is okay. Whatever your current situation is, it's okay. It's not permanent. You can change your life in due time. We will change our lives in due time. Can I get an amen and amen? So some of the reasons that people stay at home is, one, to save money, save to buy, or they've got other commitments, or they're running a business and it's not financially feasible to put your money in rent when you could just stay at your parents' house. So that's one reason. 2, comfortability. 3, accessibility. Your parents might live in a certain area. So as much as it's a blessing to still have your parents alive and to be able to live with them, there are some difficulties, yes, I'm sure we can all agree on. So be like lack of boundaries or lack of space, misunderstanding, or like having cultural or generational differences that are very, very strenuous, feeling infantilized, where you don't really feel like you can grow up properly, or you're allowed to grow up and be the person that you want to be because you're underneath your parents' roof. And I think that's something that a lot of us can relate to. My experience, my relationship with my mother has changed over the years, as it does. Right now, we are in a very, very good place. And I feel like she understands me and respects me more than she ever has before. But that has come with time, and that has come with grace, and come with having very strenuous conversations about my values versus her values, and understanding that, making her understand that I am my own person and I am very, very capable of doing the things that you think that I can't do. So I've had many a conversation with my mum to let her know. Some got heated, not gonna lie, where you got to tell her, listen, lady, I'm a grown-ass woman. Sometimes I'm going to go out late. Or sometimes I want to dress like this. Or sometimes I want to cook this food. Sometimes I want to do this. And, my mum being a Christian, Caribbean, boomer. What did I say? She's a boomer? No, I feel she's a bit before the boomer. No, she's a boomer. But our differences really, really, really took a toll on me as a teenager. I'm so glad we're in a place now where we can speak head to head, eye to eye, level headed, and she will actually listen to what I have to say. And I'm not sure if this is a cultural thing. Actually, I think it might be a cultural thing, where parents just don't listen. Parents think that because they are the mother, they are the father, they know better. And, I'm sure 9 times out of 10, they do know better. But as a young person, it is imperative for you to go out and have your own life experiences. It is so important for you to develop your own opinion, your own values. your own way of life, so you can live your life according to what feels good to you, and you can come out of your parents' shoes or come out of your parents' shadows. And I feel like sometimes they find it difficult. It might maybe in the African Caribbean community, they can find it difficult to respect your way of doing things or your opinion, which is where heads start to butt. So if you are dealing with that, then I would absolutely say, you gotta just be patient with them. There will come a time. I know some of my friends' parents are extremely stubborn, and they are in their 30s and they can't say nothing to their parents because their parents will not listen. So I'm very, very fortunate that my mom has been able to adapt. But you guys gonna give your parents a bit of grace, and empathize with them a little bit. Try and see things from their side of things, even though it seems like they don't want to see things from your side. You gotta give and take just a little bit. I used to go to therapy a while ago. I haven't been to therapy in a while, but when I spoke to my therapist about not feeling like I could really grow up or be who I wanted to be, my therapist told me to envision my mother as a little girl. Try and connect with her inner child. See very much how my inner child is hurt. Let's look at her and see how her inner child was hurt by the way that she was raised. And your parents only treat you in the way that they know to treat you because of how they were raised, or culturally, or just life experiences that have hindered the way that they see the world, or their openness, or their judgment, things like that. So her saying that, my therapist was also a Black woman. She was very, very understanding. Her saying, to just look at her inner child and try and empathize with her inner child really, really helped me let go and forgive my mother for, not letting me play outside that one time when I was 7, or just the little things that you hold on to in your heart that you probably don't even remember why you're mad about, but that you were hurt by your parent at this time. And it really, really helped me let things go. And I think that was the beginning of the healing of my mum and my relationship. So that's something for you to think about. This episode is getting deep. I didn't mean for it to go this way, but this is what we need. We need depth, and we need constructive, actionable steps. So that's why I'm here to provide. Okay. Now, surviving living with your parents is a whole different ball game. You have to be strategic, you have to be patient, and you just have to hope for the best. And if you can't make it out, then I suggest you start saving your money and you get out of there. But here are a few steps in which will just help make the process of living at your big age just a little bit easier. Set boundaries and communicate clearly. Parents have a lot of things going on for them, okay? They're thinking about work or whatever responsibilities they have. And I feel like rarely at times they think about your feelings, because they're just here to get things done. They're here to put food on the table, make sure the lights are on, and enjoy their life. So sometimes your feelings can be an afterthought. Not having boundaries as an adult, whether you live at home or not, can lead to a lot of tension in your life, because people will take you for what? Take you for idiot. And I've said this every episode, don't let people take you for idiot. You need to be hard on your boundaries. You need to know what you want, what you're about, but you're not going to tolerate, because people will try. People will try and test you. Yeah, they will. And your parents will try and test you too, because you're living under their roof. They have the power. So it's important to let them know that, okay, yes, I'm in your house, but these are some things that I need you to abide by while I'm here. And that could be closing the door behind them when they leave, or knocking on the door before they enter, or speaking to you a certain way, or I don't know, whatever the things that you require, you need to be able to communicate that with them clearly and concisely, not attacking, Not shouting, not yelling, not on this Tracy Beaker tip. Be very clear, concise, and honest about what you need. And hopefully they will understand or be empathetic with you. That can also include things like household duties. Who does what? Who's cooking? Who's washing the dishes? Who's vacuuming? Who's da 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 da. Make sure all of you both have an understanding of everyone's expectations and everyone's boundaries, and that way you're less likely to cross them, you're less likely to have arguments, you're less likely to be upset about some things, and you can live harmoniously. Because life is stressful enough. You're gonna be what's the point of being stressed and anxious in your parents' house and be stressed and anxious on the streets? Let's create a soft life. Have an exit plan. Picture this. Do you really want to be 35, 37, 40 years old, still in your mom's yard, and your mom is calling you from downstairs to come and bring her the remote? No, really, really think about it. Really, really sit and deep it. Do you want to be 35 years old and your mother saying, come and bring me that, pass me that, and the remote is right in front of her? I don't. That's why I'm going to take my ass out of here. Mark my words. Because I can do it for now. I haven't touched 30 yet. I'm good. But 5 more years of that? You must be joking. You're having a laugh. I'm getting out. Are you with me? Are we getting out together or not? This is why you need to have your plan. Make your exit plan today. So we can all live in peace. And not have to do petty chores like bring them a glass of juice when they're sitting right there. That stuff annoys me so much, I don't think you understand. Now, you might love living in your mom's house and you might have no desire to ever live. Listen, I have a cousin who's about to turn 50, still living in his mom's house. Still living in his mom's house. And you go in his bedroom, he's got the best television, he's got the best car, he's got the best clothes, everything. Of course, he works for his money, he makes his money. But you think he's gonna leave his mom's house? I'm sure maybe if he hits the jackpot and he makes a couple 100,000 or 1 million, he'll maybe buy his own place. But that guy is very, very comfortable. And he's not complaining and his mum's not complaining. So if that's not you, then you need to have an exit plan. Give yourself a structure. Is it going to be 6 months time, a year's time, 2 years time? Doesn't matter how long it takes. Think about how much you need to save, what you want to save, what you want to invest in. Are you looking to rent? Are you looking to buy? Are you staying in town? Are you moving out? Really, really think about these things and start working towards them. Once you do have a plan, a written plan, it can provide you with a sense of motivation. It can make you feel a bit proud of yourself. It can make you feel like, okay, I have some direction. I know which way I want to go. And you're not just moving through life aimlessly. One thing I would say is don't ever try to rush to save your money. I think towards the start of this year, because I had said to myself that I would have moved out by the time that I'm 30, I was really just, pulling money from different places, putting it into my LISA account, really trying to stack up and save, and, actively house hunting. But it wasn't my time, because anytime I was like, okay, cool, maybe I'll move here, there was a block. And I think God or the universe, whatever you believe in, God for me, was just blocking me and was like, I don't know where you're going. I don't know where you're rushing to. You don't need to do all of this rush business. Just relax, man. You're putting bare money into your savings account and you don't have spending money. Just for what? What's the need? Well, there's absolutely no need for that. So save money at your own pace, and a pace that makes sense financially to what you're currently earning, and isn't too strenuous on yourselves. So, and during this time, you could invest in maybe like your career a little bit. You can invest in your education, developing yourself, just working up the ladder so more money can come in. Your time at home should be sweet. This is your cushion. This is your safety net. This is the time where you can afford to just do a little bit more, to take a little bit more risk, or maybe to save a little bit more, just however you want to play with life, structure your life. This is the time that you can do it, because once you move out and you've got your own place and you've got your own responsibilities, you got kids and all of that, you're not going to have half the time to do half the things you want to do. So just enjoy what you can now. I believe Patricia Bright on her platform, The Break, she has some really good resources about budgeting, saving money, how to buy properties, because she invests in properties, and how to do all of those things. So I'll leave some links and definitely check her out. We also have, and then there's also Bola Sol, another Black British Nigerian woman who's a financial advisor. She gives some great tips on how to manage your money. And she also has a book on wealth and acquiring wealth. So that might be something that you want to look into too. Contribute financially and practically. There's nothing worse than just kind of taking advantage of your living arrangement. And it's very, very easy to do that. There have been times when I didn't have no money and I couldn't give money to my mum, and I'm just here mooching around doing nothing in the house. So you got to pull your weight. If you can't pay the bills, then at least make sure that you're doing the household chores or something. Be an asset to your own life. Be an asset to your own society before you think about moving out. This is the time when you should be practicing, If you can't pay all the bills, then maybe pay a portion of the bills, maybe buy grocery shopping, maybe, I don't know, take your parents out to eat once in a while. Just do something to show appreciation, to, show that you're responsible. And in turn, it will make them respect you. If they can rely on you and they see that, okay, you got a little something going on here, or, you're going to do this, you're going to do that, and you take care of what you need to take care of, they will respect you. And all of that yapping that mums tend to do, out the window. Guaranteed. On the topic of respect, you need to respect their space just as much as you want them to respect your space. Don't do anything crazy. Anything that you wouldn't want done in your room or in your house or in your space, don't think that you can do that in your parents' house. Don't bring riffraff into their house. Don't bring Tom, Dick and Harry into their house. Don't, punch holes in the walls and do all kinds of craziness. Treat their house with respect, because they've had to work hard. If they own their own place, they've had to work hard and save money to maintain and buy that property, and you're living there scot-free. The least you can do is just show them that you care a little bit. Be mindful of their routines, be mindful of their own lifestyle. Again, that's why it's important to communicate, know who you're dealing with, know what you're working with, and just avoid disrupting their life. If your parents like to go to bed early, don't be playing music in the middle of the night, or bringing people into the house late at night so they can be disrupted. Just think outside of yourself a little bit more, and that way you create a nice little harmonious environment. Treat them the way that you would want them to treat you. Maintain your independence. There is no better time than when you're living at your mum's house or your dad's house to create a lifestyle for yourself that you love. Meaning, go out with friends, finding hobbies, just doing things that you love, and maintaining a social life. So you're not just trapped in the house. Because I think when you're inside the house a lot and you're staring at the same four walls, you have the same daily routine, and the only other person that you talk to is your parents, that can drive you mad. Don't you want more for yourself? You should want more for yourself. So go outside, go and make some friends. You can do, even if you're at home and you spend a lot of time at home, maybe cook, try different meals, do your own laundry, manage your life as an adult. Manage your life the way you will be managing your life when you eventually have your own place. Start it from now, because you got less stress living in your parents' house now than you will when you own your own property. So start building those habits, get outside, make new friends, enjoy yourself, because life comes at you so fast, and before you know it, you got 2 kids and a raggedy husband. And I also find that once you create a life that you love, if you are looking for partnership, you also attract a partner who loves their life too. And there's none of that sloppiness. You're able to create a well-rounded relationship, which I think is very, very important. Okay, we are on the road to 1,000 YouTube subscribers and 10,000 Instagram followers. So make sure you are following me on Insta at Anna Marie Descartes, on the TikTok, even though I ain't been posting on there, but follow me on there. On YouTube, subscribe, youtube.com/Anna Marie D. On Patreon, you can get extra episodes every other week. Patreon.com Anna Marie D. And join the party, become a darling, and join the community, because there's so much more. I've done a lot of planning. Speaking of exit plans, I've been doing a lot of planning where I want to take this show and what I want to do with my career moving forward. And there are a lot of exciting things on the horizon, so you don't want to miss out. Okay, now it's time for your dilemmas. Just so you know, as you know, you can always send me or at AM to PM pod a DM with your dilemma, or you can message me on Patreon and I'll be sure to use your dilemma in the very next episode. Dilemma 1. Hi, Anna Marie. My auntie has recently come to stay with us and she has no respect for me and my space. Unfortunately, I've had to share my room with her and she's always on the phone in the middle of the night talking to who knows what back home. She's always asking me to do tasks for her, like cook for her and fetch her things, even though she's perfectly capable of doing these things herself. What should I do? I had an auntie like this when I was a child. I had an auntie come to stay with us, and I just despised her. And she was with us for time. I thought it was meant to be a short stay. She was with us for at least a year, because she's imprinted in my memory, meaning she was here for a long time. She came from back home, I don't know why, looking for a job or something, and she wasn't helpful in the slightest. I had to share my bed with her. I was probably like 8 at the time. I had to share my bed with her, like your auntie, always on the phone, always just, making outlandish requests. And I'm like, I'm just a baby girl. I was literally just a girl. But the expectations culturally, usually, like when it comes to domestic labor and things like that, usually lies on the woman. And you're expected to learn these things and start being reared into that wife role from young. And I'm not that. I keep been telling my family, I'm a rebel. Listen, you will not make me serve no man. You will not teach me how to do these things so I can serve a man. That's not me. But anyways, back to your dilemma. You might just have to chat to your parents. Whichever parent she's the sibling of, chat to them straight and say, listen, I don't like this lady. This lady is effing up my peace. I want her gone. Or why don't you share your room with her, eh? Okay, of course there are more ways with decorum to speak to them, okay? Because if it's your mum's sister, she's gonna take her side. So you gotta sweet talk her and let her know really, really that you're not happy about this. And hopefully your parent will be on your side. And if not, then you gotta just go to the source directly and you stand like a bad man. You get ready to batter up and be like, listen, auntie, lady, I'm not a slave. Yes, you are staying with us and I can happily serve you and give you what you need. But all of this needs to stop because I'm not your mate. and I'm not your slave, and you're not paying me, and you're not doing anything good for me. So, at least run me some cash, and then I can talk about fixing you a plate of food. What's all that about? Just speak to me nicely. Just talk to me nicely. I don't know. You got to find a way to communicate with these people without offending them. And I think it's just about not attacking, being direct, saying, letting them know that you're not attacking them and that you don't hate them, but this is what they did wrong, and this is how you want it to be changed. Come with that. I'm sure they'll listen to you at some point. Maybe not right away, but at some point they'll get the picture. Dilemma number 2. Hey Anna, I am currently dating my ex. In the past, she had a lot of issues with trust and self-worth, which put a strain on the relationship. She has now worked on herself and we have reconnected. I really, really love her and enjoy spending time with her, but I am in two minds about asking her to be my girlfriend. I'm scared of history repeating itself. What should I do? That's a valid feeling to have. If it seems like she's working on herself, then all you can really do is just trust that she has been, and she is healing, and she's a much better person than she was before. Of course, you don't want history to repeat itself. I would hate that. I don't even spin the block too tough. There's none of my exes that I would be in a relationship with, just to put it out there. But if you really believe in love, you guys have reconnected. I believe everything happens for a reason. Maybe you two were meant to reunite, work on yourself, make things work. That sounds beautiful to me. I think what really needs to happen is you guys need to have some good conversations and continue having conversations, set boundaries, be open to communicate, be honest. And on your part, you need to lay a very safe space, a very solid foundation for her to feel secure in if she's had issues with self-worth in the past. Make sure that you're laying those grounds down so she doesn't feel a little bit shaky. You're doing your part. But also, make it known that you don't have the time for that. You don't have the time for the trust issues. You don't have time for the doubts and, whatever came out from that. So yeah, I think it's a conversation that you two need to have to think about the future, where she's at currently, mentally, emotionally, where you're at, what you both want and what you're both prepared to deal with, and you take it from there. But you know me, I'm a lover girl. I love. So if you're feeling good about this, if you have a good feeling about this and you think that, you're willing to go round 2, you want to go band for band, ready to go M for M. If you're ready to do that, do it. Just make sure you know what you're getting yourself into first, okay, please? All right. Okay, before we wrap up today's episode, I'm going to leave you with some things that I'm loving and I'm leaving. Right now, what I am loving this summertime energy that I'm in. I'm loving being a sexy girl. I'm loving being booked and busy. I'm also loving letting things happen, letting things flow, and, just letting life reveal itself to me rather than being in control all the time. And what I'm leaving is being in control all the time. And I'm leaving disorganization. The week that I've had an insane week. Just to get this podcast done in time. Hey, my time management needs to improve a lot. So I'm leaving behind slacking and leaving things to the last minute. And I think that is it. So to all my young bucks out there who's still living in their parents' yard, it's okay. It's gonna be fine. If you follow those steps, set some boundaries, get yourself a plan, make sure you're doing your due diligence, maybe make sure you're sweeping and doing the laundry and them things there. That will make your life at home so much easier. And I just had an idea that maybe I should interview my mum. Maybe I should speak to my mum about her opinion of living with me. I don't think she'll have some good things to say, so maybe I won't put that out there on the internet. Who knows? Anyways, I'm gonna go now, and I will see you on the other side. Lots of love.